Sometimes here at Carpology we have products sent through that really do stop us in our tracks. This is one of them. I told you they were nice, didn't I? Well, as you've probably guessed by now, we are looking at the new gold spool version of the Tournos reels from Sonik. Now, I've actually got them paired up with the Tournos XD rods. I'm not going to touch upon them too much because Tom actually done quite an intensive review a few months back, so there'll be a link in the description and probably above me somewhere now, just so if you want to see all the ins and outs of the Tournos XD rods, then you can do. But yep, today we are focusing on the reels, and yeah, they're a very nice bit of kit, aren't they? If you stick around to the end of this video as well, then I will tell you how you can be in with a chance of winning not only the two reels that I've got with me today, two Tournos XD rods and a bulk spool of line as well. So the actual prize comes to about 800 quid. So stick around to the end to find out exactly how you can go about winning those, because it's going to be nice and simple like all the rest of our competitions, but it's a very nice prize to be winning. So yeah, make sure you stick around. But yep, focusing on the gold spool Tournos reels today, and yeah, I mean, from the outset, they look an awesome bit of kit. Quite often with reels like this, they might look better than they perform, but it's definitely not the case when it comes to these ones. Think of them as a Focus RS. Amazing performance, amazing looking, maybe slightly over the top for some, but for the ones that like it, they are everything you could want. Plus, like a Focus RS, reasonable price for the performance and the looks. So let's look in more detail at these and see exactly what the hype's about. Oh, listen to this clutch. So love them or hate them, gold spool reels do definitely look the part. They look nice and classy, and I think if I'm honest, I think they look even better on cork handle rods than they do full dupe line or abbreviated. That's not to say that they don't look the part on abbreviated or full dupe line, because they definitely do, but I think it's just personal preference. I prefer cork rods, and there's something about a cork rod with a gold spooled reel that just looks absolutely bang on. But they've got to be right to look classy. They've got to be made right, they've got to be the right sort of tone of gold, and these Sonik ones definitely are. They're not over the top bright, they don't look tacky, they just look exactly how you'd want them to look, basically. So yeah, they've absolutely nailed it on the colour front there. Like I say, it's not too bright, it's not over the top, but it's that nice shade of gold where if the sun just catches it, it looks the part. So carrying on with the aesthetics, there's fairly minimal branding really. You've got the Tournos logo or wording on one side of the spool, and then the GS 10,000 on the other. So fairly muted. It's just a little fleck of red amongst the gold, and then again on the body of the reel you got Tournos GS in gold, and then red lettering saying the 10,000, so you're saying your size. On the other side you've just got a little gold Sonik logo. So yeah, really nice and subtle, nice matte black body, and then if I flip this round, you'll see the matte black reel handle, and then you've got the wooden handle knob as well. So yeah, really nice looking set of reels, really do look the part. And again, like I said, with the cork handles and the wooden handle knob, it just looks absolutely bang on for me. Now you might notice on the spool you've got obviously the cutouts. This makes it a little bit lighter, and again it just makes it that bit more aesthetically pleasing as well. I think a lot of the images that you might see of these online will obviously be without the spools filled with line, and I think at that point that's when they look a bit over the top. But as soon as you've spooled up your reels, that's when it really kind of tones it back a bit, and you've just got the gold flecks all over. So yeah, really nice looking set of reels. And like I say, the performance really matches them as well. So we'll move on to the performance next, just so you can actually see them in action. But something to really pick up on. It's only something little, but it's little things like this that make all the difference and make them much higher kind of quality reel. Just listen to this spool. It's that proper old school sort of sound, just ticking away. So you can just imagine almost like setting the scene. Nice summer's morning, sun just rising, mist on the water, a nice gold spool catching the light, clicking away. That probably sounds proper cliche, but anyway, let's move on to the performance. So when it comes to performance of the Tournos, it's fair to say that Sonik have put a lot of time and effort into researching how to better their reels basically, and the Tournos is a product of all of this research. So they've added a lot of new technology into this, and one of the first things that you notice, or you might not notice, but one of the first things to point out is the cone-shaped spool. So this makes a big difference when it comes to casting longer distances. I'm not at a big lake today, so I'm not going to be doing big distance casts, but it really does make a difference. And even on smaller lakes like this one, you do notice a difference. It's a lot easier to hit the distances that I'd normally be hitting because it just absolutely flies off the spool. Now this is coupled up with a really slow oscillation, so you're getting perfect line lay and, like I say, a nice easy cast. So if I just ping this out now, I'll just show you an example of just how the line just melts off the spool. I mean, I've gone way too far for the, oh, just about in the lake still. But yeah, I mean, that's a prime example. Normally I'd have to be putting a little bit more into it to actually be hitting the margin like that. So yeah, it just absolutely melts off. And like I say, the slow oscillation just gives you that perfect line lay. And because of the gearing ratio, it's 4.9 to 1. So you get loads of line back on each turn of the handle. So all in all, everything, like I say, that Sonik has been researching has gone into this reel and made it a really decent all-rounder. So the other kind of things that you might notice is you've actually got 2 line clips. You've got one either side of the spool, which is really handy because sometimes if you're fishing a couple of spots, then it's really handy to have them both marked out if needed, if one's obviously a lot further and you're fishing the nearer one. Like I said before, the drag and the clutch is really smooth, and you've got that lovely, like, I don't know how to explain it, it just sounds like the clutch should sound. So yeah, it's really nice in that respect. There's also a line guard underneath as well to stop any line going under the spool, which is a really handy addition because that has been a problem with certain reels in the past. And going back to the drag, it's actually a really nice quick drag, so completely locked up, half a turn off the drag, and then it's nice and flowing. So it'd be really nice when playing fish. Obviously only minor adjustments to let off a little bit of line if you need to, and again, if you're waiting for a bite, then it's only going to be half a turn of the handle to go from pretty much free spool to tight. So yeah, all in all, like I said, the performance really does match up with the looks of them. So I'm quite a fan of them, to be honest. Yeah, it just absolutely flies out. Now this is the new subsonic line on it as well. So the combination of the line, the reel, and obviously the Tournos XD rods, it's hard to beat for kind of, well, small to big waters. You can use it anywhere really. Like I say, this is only a fairly small lake, about 4 or 5 acres, and it just makes hitting far banks and everything like that a dream. But if you do need the power, you've got it. So it's yeah, can't really complain. It's definitely a setup I'm very likely to try and get my hands on. But unfortunately, like I said earlier, this isn't a set that I'm going to be keeping myself because we are giving everything away. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning both of these Sonik Tournos XD rods, both of the Sonik Tournos GS 10,000 reels, and the subsonic line, then all you've got to do is subscribe to Carpology on YouTube, subscribe to Sonik Sports on YouTube, and obviously like this video. Now the total prize works out about 800 quid. So the rods are worth 229.99 each, the reels are 149.99 each, and then the bulk spool of line I think is about 40 quid. So it's a mega prize up for grabs, and I think you'd be silly not to enter. Now for any more information, head over to the Sonik Sports website. They've got a brand new website, loads of really nice product shots of all their new products, and obviously loads of information as well. But for now, obviously thanks for watching. You're going to subscribe to us anyway because you're going to want to win the competition. But make sure you follow us on our various social media platforms as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.